So right, in this video I'm going to talk about the concert for the album launch, This Mortal Coil by Lynchpin. It's a hybrid concert of both rock and metal performers. I personally wish it was a full metal lineup, especially for somebody where they're two headline acts. Celestial Burn, black and death metal, and Lynchpin deathcore is like, you know, extreme metal related, so you could at least stay in the vein of metal, like how foreign concerts stick within their theme. But this is Trinidad and Tobago, you know, for the most part you're going to get hybrid concerts, and I learned to live with it. And you know, every time when I'm in a hybrid concert, because I pay money and thing to see it and thing, and I want to keep the good vibes going, like bands that is play in between bands that I like, that will more suit me, I am able to like keep the vibes going by enjoying the band, I think, because you know, I pay money to be there and I don't want to be like, you know, miserable for when my band comes on. And part of this, of course, is the fact that how the softer bands and those concerts, they just step it up a notch and they play this up a little bit heavier for their genre and for their style of music. Now for this Mortal Coil, I think for $250 they should have like gotten better acts of the softer bands. And I'll tell you what I mean by that, right? For the first band that came up, Cypher, they was very bad. They was out of timing, they was off key, you could barely hear the singer, and it's like they couldn't figure out each other's cue. It was their debut and it was so obvious that how they should not be on stage. Like it was so obvious it was too soon for them to perform on stage. And I know this has to go, whoever was booking the acts for that event, that is on you, because you would have had to hear them before you put them on stage, because what person puts an act on stage without hearing them first? Without putting them through an audition first? You should have known not to put them there, that they was not ready. They will get better, they just wasn't ready. Now the second act, Circle Squared, they was actually good. They stepped up the game. They understood the assignment. They actually sounded heavier than their demo online. They know that I would have people in them here that's into like more heavier stuff than them, so they're going to play as heavier as they could within their own genre. Now, after that came Pootie and the Swordfish. And they sucked. They sucked really bad. They wasn't even rock music. I would more classify them as pop. Now people forget that how pop and all too used to use a similar setup to rock music with drums and electric guitars. Pootie is just pop music. There's like, for the most part, there's like glam metal without the flair and the eccentricity and the magic that goes into making glam metal. That is how as best I could describe them. They were too soft, they was too melodic. The lyrics, I didn't agree with the lyrics. It was too playful and about woman and sex and everything. They completely killed the mood for the event at that point. And it's very rare for a hybrid concert for that to do that to me. And of course, there's something else that happened in the event that had to kill in my mood, and that was the event had this like no spikes rule up to a certain point on the floor. This is really stupid because you come into a concert where the headline act is extreme metal. And I wouldn't mind it as much if it was just like 1/4 away from the stage, but it was literally like 3/4 away from the stage. What? I've been to, like, if all the concerts I've been to before, I have never had my spikes be a problem at being close to the stage. Yes, it have assholes who just do shit with it, but you know, once he's a responsible mosher and a headbanger at a concert where you'll be moshing and headbanging, which all of that will take place in front of the stage, then you know how to move with your spikes within there without getting people hurt by it. But you know, at the same time, you know, it's a mosh pit, you're going to get hurt regardless of whether people have spikes. And coming off of that, because I was informed about that before the Circle Squared performance, and Circle Squared made me forget about it for a while and get the vibes going good, only for Pootie and the Swordfish to kill the vibes, and on top of that have that like those spikes rule and then come back and sneak back again and just kill the vibes and all too. And of course, as a result, later down the road, when I was listening to Celestial Burn, first time I heard Celestial Burn, and I heard the first 3 songs and I love it, and during the 3rd song of Celestial Burn, while I was headbanging, I hit my head on the steel barricade that was covering the stage. Now you're not supposed to be using police steel barricade at concerts anymore. You're supposed to use the concert version. And B, if you're going to use steel barricades, you pad that shit up, okay? I don't care if they don't make any material for it. There's a lot of material you could use to pad it up. But in any case, that wouldn't have happened to me if it wasn't for that stupid no spikes rule and I wasn't trying to hide and headbang next to the barricade. I would have climbed the barricade and headbang. I know what the rules was and everything, but again, it's a black and death metal band. How do you expect me to not have on my spikes and headbang and mosh to them? like how? But to the credit of the venue now, they actually did have the fire service and they was able to patch me up, and I was able to go to the Lynchpin portion in it and enjoy it as best as I could with this and all. And still mosh and headbang to make it and all too. Look, I take part of the responsibility for what happened to me and how it ruined the two good acts of that night. But I also think the venue is partly responsible as well as that, and I know that is not the band's fault. I think their new spikes was just dumb. And it's ironic how I get hurt, not by spikes, but by something that they put up in their own venue. To sum it up, the whole reason why it is I didn't think it was worth my money is because I've been to hybrid concerts before that had better preceding acts than this one, and paid less too, like Outback. You know, you pay $100, you get 2 soft bands and 2 extreme bands, and the soft bands and them, they understand the assignment and they play as heavy as they could. Even if they can't play heavy, they just put some kind of like showmanship in it, you know. Not to say that how Mortal Coil has showmanship, it's just that, you know, the softer bands didn't really have much showmanship in them, except for like against Single Square, like I find like them go reach it far. They're okay right now, but they go reach far. In place of like Cypher and Putty, you could have like soft bands that could step up to the game, like Psychic Envy, Orange Sky, Leviathan, even though there's a cover band, and Death in Paradise. That whole performance with Putty and Cypher and the whole Spikes thing really killed my vibes for that concert, and that's why I didn't think it was worth the price. Now granted, yeah, that is a strong term to use because again the money went behind the like the setup and everything, but I just telling you what I feel. And yes, I got free drinks in that how there was this guy selling this honey rum that he was sampling. So you get that constantly throughout this concert, which was good. Food and drinks wasn't free and was at an upmark, but like what you could do, that's how concerts is. I don't buy food, but I do buy like beer and thing, but that dude who was giving samples, like he was like a real OG and everything. For the price itself, if you're gonna be like paying $250 or $2,000, you know, get better acts, even if it's just like a hybrid of soft and heavy, you get better acts for all of them, right? And I know you're gonna have people out there like you saying that, oh, well, yeah, you griping over $250. At least you know you didn't pay the $2,000 and thing. The $250 that I paid for it, like I'm not working anyway, so that $250 come a lot for me. So that's why like I was griping for this. And also wish the ratio was like more like 2 soft, 3 heavy instead of like 3 soft and 2 heavy. But what you gonna do? It's great that how Lynchpin like bringing like attention to local extreme metal. I love that, and the atmosphere and thing was good. I didn't mean to insult anybody or anything. Luckily the reactions that I've gotten so far didn't seem like it was coming from like people who was offended, which was good. I got rid of the comment because I have this bad obsession with Facebook that I don't want to get addicted to it again. That's why it is only be on for a few minutes on Fridays, and I was constantly, because the Lynchpin page is public, I was constantly popping in on that. Like maybe if I was working and it didn't have like a stupid like no spikes rules, and I was able to like enjoy like the whole concert without getting this and everything, and my Slayer shirt wasn't damaged in the hospital, I probably wouldn't have been so like miffed about it. I still would have think that it should have had better acts. But anyways, yes, that's all I have to say on the matter. Laters.